Guess who we have here? Vala, Chief Digital Evangelist at Salesforce, and we are going to have a conversation about, guess what? Dreamforce. I mean, Vala, what is that one key takeaway of all the things that you have announced, Salesforce has announced, that you would want us to kind of let our audience know about?
Well, thank you for joining our 22nd Dreamforce. This is my 14th, almost half as a customer of Salesforce, and the last 9 years as an employee. So I've known the company for 21 years, 21 of the 25 years that it's been in existence. So I've had the privilege as a customer to witness the cloud revolution, a SaaS pioneer, Salesforce, and follow that trajectory of innovation, the mobile revolution, the social revolution. We talked a decade ago about Internet of Things and how anything that can connect will connect. We've been really emphasizing for the last 5-6 years the importance of data and analytics. Our most successful, fastest growing product is now Data Cloud. So that was an organic group of engineers working for years to bring a hyperscaler native to our platform. And certainly last couple of years, AI has been top of mind. But this year's Dreamforce, at our 25th anniversary of the company, we're at a really an incredible inflection point where, in contrast to chatbots and co-pilots where they assist you with work, we're now introducing Agentforce, agentic AI, where AI has deeper understanding of the language and data, a reasoning engine, an understanding of the experiences that you desire to deliver to your stakeholders, your employees, your customers, and your partners. So this is now where intelligent software can take action. So the theme for this Dreamforce, which I think is, in my humble opinion, perhaps the most important Dreamforce, is that humans and agents can work together to deliver success to customers. And it's, we're very early. For those of you futurists and folks that accurately predict where we're going to be in 3, 5, 10 years, and you two do that, this is a start of a revolution, and I think my feedback from the folks that have been watching the demos, we've activated over 3,000 of our customers using Agent AI, Agentforce. The feedback is that this is how AI is meant to be.
Yes.
It's bring joy, so take away the mundane, repetitive tasks that we have. Who wants to go to work and do boring stuff?
Take away the drudgery.
Yeah, take away the drudgery, but also, I think about 10 years ago when I would be in my car and I would try to parallel park or reverse. If I got close to an object, I might hear a beep 10 years ago. The family car today has a camera on the top, on the side, it's color-coded, and if I get too close, the car stops. So there's a cognitive download from the driver to the hardware, software that makes up the car, and it's safer. But more importantly, I actually feel like I'm a better driver. But I'm not, just because I have less scratches, because of this incredible advanced technology that surrounds me, I feel like I can parallel park, I can reverse, I can change lanes and do it safely. When we think about the developers at Salesforce, our own research shows us, our own developers, we've submitted millions of lines of code that have been co-created by agents. We're 30% more productive. We're producing apps 5 times faster. So as a company that takes pride in being customer zero, I like to say drinking our own champagne, we are witnessing this incredible turbocharging of abilities. Now your 10x engineers are 10x engineers, and they don't need, perhaps today, agentic AI. They're still incredible. But that makes up less than 1% of your workforce. 10x marketeer, 10x sales, 10x commerce. Those folks, for present day and perhaps in the near future, will still be awesome. But a lot of our employees who are new and are learning are going to be able to take advantage of this technology and produce more. And I think that's a beautiful journey that we can partner with our customers.
What you essentially mentioned, I think that one example that AI helps you as a driver, makes you feel that you are a better driver, and maybe agentic AI in the enterprise context will make a marketer feel like a better marketer.
Absolutely.
customer service agent feel like a much better customer agent just because they are now embedding the AI into their work philosophy and making themselves more effective.
Absolutely. You know, again, we're going beyond assist. This is now AI that can read and write. You know, for most of my life, I would push a button on my phone and retrieve information. It was assisting me. But now, you know, you can push a button and you retrieve and you generate new content. New content that's smart, that's personalized, that's relevant, it's in a language that you can understand. I imagine in the very near future when I'm preparing to come to Dreamforce, I live in Boston. You know, when you're hosting 50,000 people, you take over the city. So, you know, I hope that my travel agent, knowing that the dates for next year's Dreamforce is set, can not only find my hotel preference, not only find the restaurants that I visit. This is my 14th Dreamforce, so you know there's a trail of where I spend my time when I'm here. All of that booking, all of that travel could be off my plate, reduce my stress, so I can just focus on being in the moment, being present with my customers, my partners, my trusted advisors. Inconveniences, if we can remove that, you know, lost time is lost forever. And we spend a lot of time that hopefully can be delegated to intelligent software, and that's the promise of bringing joy to work and helping us grow our careers and our customers.
So enough of banal questions from me, and now I'll ask my more intelligent colleague Nitish to ask questions from you. And
Great questions.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're short on mics, even though we're not short on ideas. So
We are not seasonal podcasters
as Vala is, absolutely. So we
you
got
should see their equipment that's here. You guys are pros.
Perfect. So, Vala, I want to maybe use a conversation we had while we were setting all of this up around how decision making in the enterprise has been permanently reset in terms of timelines and expectations. You know, we spoke about the military philosophies and as a riff on that. So my question is, you know, as you think about your role as a digital evangelist, I know, like us, you spend a lot of time with end clients. You know, this all will not be worthwhile if you don't make it work for end clients.
Absolutely.
So my question is, as you work with a cross-section of these industries and clients, are there a few best practices, maybe the top 2 or 3 things that you think separates the AI leaders from the laggards? So what advice would you have for the modern enterprise executive looking to get on this agentic journey?
That's a great question. And it is true that just AI in general is top of mind with all business leaders, all sectors, all geographies, all company sizes that I have the privilege of working with and collaborating with and learning from. What I find in terms of companies that are making great progress, it's the leadership. You know, it's not just boardroom discussions that fizzle out when it gets to the end, you know, end customer-facing employee. So the leaders of these companies have a sense of urgency about AI, and they want to learn about this transformative technology. All of them care about productivity. All of them care about efficiency. All of them care about growing revenue. All of them care about healthy margins in EBITDA. Certainly the last 2 or 3 years, that's absolutely been top of mind, including my company. So all of this means improving decision velocity, being able to access information in a way that you can act and sense signals that can help you better build your anticipatory muscle in terms of how you serve your customers. We talked about military, the largest organization that spends more on technology than any other entity on earth. And for many years, the military has been focused, and they've been writing a lot of research about what they call decision dominance. And decision dominance in warfare means being incredibly accurate because lives are at stake. And so the operating model that the military uses is called SUDA. It's sense, understand, decide, and act. And it's an infinite loop because you're constantly sensing, understanding, deciding, and acting. And the military is building military technology that can go from sensing and acting with a delta T that's converging to 0. Real time. Your sense and respond has to be as quickly as possible, again, because men and women's lives are at stake. And as you know, what happens at DARPA and military is what comes into business, including the internet and the web and so on and so forth. So all of these folks are really, if there's one common thread, again, these are what I would consider companies that have made tangible forward progress in terms of introducing intelligence in the way they run their sales, their service, their marketing, their commerce, their customer-facing front office applications and lines of business, is that sense of urgency of being able to deliver value at the speed of need. And what they recognize is they don't dictate what that speed needs to be. It's their customers. Yep. It's their business partners and communities. So you have to have that adaptability and agility to consistently find ways to remove friction. These folks also deliberately look at silos and recognize that silos will kill careers, silos will kill companies. I think nearly 70% of Fortune 500 companies have disappeared since the year 2000. So these are the biggest, most highest revenue companies. No company is susceptible or immune to disruption, including my company. And this is why there's, Salesforce Ventures is one of the reasons, for example, we try to understand what's happening in terms of bleeding edge technology. And we're one of the most active corporate venture capital arms in the country, almost with a cadence of investing in a startup on a weekly basis. So sense of urgency, a healthy sense of urgency, I think is the common thread for businesses that are making tangible progress in this space.
Yeah, I think I couldn't agree more. I think the sense of urgency is so important and a critical determinant. To misquote one of my favorite musicals, it's almost like you're transforming, like you're running out of time, from Hamilton. But I think the compelling event, awesome, meeting the compelling leader, I think is really important. And I think the fact that it all has to be in the service of the customer.
Yes.
I think, none of this matters, as we said, if it doesn't work for the customers. And it's great to see some of that advocacy that's happening around these use cases.
For sure. Again, I've been with the company, again, for 21 years and almost a decade as an employee. Our core values begin with trust. That's our number one core value. Our number two core value is customer success. And then it's innovation, followed by equality and sustainability. There's 5 core values. So yes, absolutely. It's, the late Professor Clay Christensen, who wrote Innovator's Dilemma, a book that impacted our co-founders' thinking. Understanding the jobs to be done is critically important. My favorite line in his book was, "You may hate gravity, but gravity doesn't care." Substitute AI and agentic AI into gravity, and I think it's absolutely true today. I can sense not necessarily concern, but the critical thinking, maybe sometimes cynicism about what does this all mean? How will this impact my workforce, my company? And that's why I think, having customer success as a core value, trust as a core value, and a mantra that we've been saying since our inception of our company: business can be the greatest platform for change. Yep. And your values create value. So part of the responsibility of companies like Salesforce or any other companies we compete with is to ensure that we're delivering technology for the betterment of society, that we think about the human element. Our founder constantly reminds us of the human element, and again, this is new. It's fast. It's smart. It's powerful, and I don't think experts of yesterday are experts of tomorrow. Yeah. I don't consider myself an expert. I consider myself a student that's trying to constantly learn. And as you get older, and you're young, you'll figure this out. It's hard to stay teachable when you get older. So when I come to events like this, and I get to work and learn from people like yourselves and our customers and our partners, how can you come to a conference like this if you're doing mundane tasks, repetitive tasks, 5 days a week, 40 hours a week? Let's give you some joy. Let's give you some freedom. Let's give you some space so you can better yourself. Many folks, no fault to their businesses, because we haven't had technology that can help alleviate the time and space we need as humans to invest in ourselves. It's like when you're on an airplane, they say, put the mask on first and then help others. Yeah. We're trying to help people invest in themselves so they can do a great job helping others win. And I think that's the promise of the technology. And I'm an optimist, so pessimist may sound smarter, but in the long run, it's the optimists who build the future.
I completely agree. No, this has been a great conversation, and I think some relevant themes to think about, from a sense of urgency, being customer obsessed. I think giving back to the community and thinking about the ecosystem is so important. I think it was all pervasive at Dreamforce and Dreamfest. So Vala, thanks for this
I'll
conversation.
Add one more thing.
Yeah,
One last
absolutely.
thing, because I'll not be doing justice to my persona if I don't end with a dad joke.
Okay, all right. let's
Because
do
you
it.
said something which gave me an idea.
He mentions Hamilton and you're mentioning dad joke. I'm
Yeah, that's-
surrounded by
yeah.
Renaissance men. Renaissance men.
See, Salesforce already had Einstein, but what you said a few minutes back made me believe that Salesforce also has a Newton. Guess why? Agents, AI are the new gravity. You discovered gravity,
Wow.
and that's how we'll wrap
That
today.
is, thank you. I'm gonna borrow that. Everything is borrowed, so I'm gonna borrow that. That's great. That's great. Thank
All
you,
right,
sir.
it's a wrap. Nice conversation. Thank you, Vala.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you. My pleasure.